Spider-Man Far From Home was directed by Jon Watts and is the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming from 2017. Peter Parker takes a European trip with his friends, trying to avoid superhero troubles, only to come in contact with new enemies along the way, and Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, who works with Peter to take down these enemies. You guys know Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire, and Spider-Man Homecoming from 2017 was a really good MCU film. So when Spider-Man Far From Home was announced and they said that Jake Gyllenhaal would be playing Mysterio, I was pumped. I could not wait for this movie. It was one of my most anticipated films of the entire year. And as it turns out, Spider-Man Far From Home is just about as good, if not better, than Spider-Man Homecoming, and there's many reasons for that. Far From Home is one of those rare films where I did not want it to end. Scene after scene, I was glued to that screen in the theater, and it did not really matter what scene it was. It could have been a scene involving MJ and Peter, an action sequence, or even a scene that never really added to the story as a whole, was just there to add a joke or two, but I enjoyed almost every single scene in this movie, and overall they did a great job in keeping me invested. I wanted to see what was going to happen next constantly in this film, plus the humor. This movie is hilarious. It's one of the funniest MCU films to date. I loved most of the jokes in this movie. Performance and character-wise, Tom Holland as Spider-Man again. The kid is great as Spider-Man. I'm glad if somebody not named Tobey Maguire is playing him, that it's Tom Holland. Jake Gyllenhaal now as Mysterio. Love Jake Gyllenhaal, and he is terrific as this character. The guy is never bad in a movie, nor is he ever average in a film. He is always, at the very least, pretty darn good, and as Mysterio, I loved him. Character-wise, Mysterio, there are some things that I wasn't the biggest fan of, but Jake Gyllenhaal, it's great seeing him in the MCU. I'm shocked that he is still a part as Mysterio in this universe, but hey, I'm not going to complain. In comparison to Homecoming, Far From Home is more action-packed. Specifically, the finale I thought was much better than that of Homecoming. I really enjoyed this finale. It's one of the best MCU finales in my opinion. And obviously, of course, no spoilers here, but I did want to just give my quick opinion on the end credit scenes for Far From Home. Holy crap, was that great. These end credit scenes actually mean something, unlike a lot of the other end credit scenes we've been given in the past. These add so much to the universe and the future of the MCU. The build is there from these end credit scenes, and there's one little thing that happens, not gonna spoil it, but there is one little thing that happens in the first end credit scene that made my mouth drop. That's about all I'll say in terms of end credit scenes, but Far From Home, really good sequel for the MCU. Spider-Man overall has been great a part of this universe. Tom Holland and the whole cast here is on their A game. I don't have many flaws. I do have a couple of them with Far From Home, one of which has to do with MJ and Peter Parker's romance. To me, it came out of nowhere. From the start of this film, they rush right into it. They don't explain why Peter likes MJ as much as he does. It just feels rushed, and I don't buy it that much in this film. Along with that, there are some areas of this film that were rather predictable. I saw them coming. It didn't really matter that much. It did not affect my viewing for this film, but I did see some plot points unfolding here, and I did guess them right. And coming with that predictability, there are some things that don't always feel original, like I've seen them before, even in the MCU. And I don't really know why they had to go exactly in that same route with certain characters and plot points. I feel like they could have been a little bit more creative, at least, not to copy off of another character or plot points that have been told before in the MCU and other films outside of this universe. But in general, I had a really good time watching Far From Home in the theater on Tuesday night. In a year that does not have the best movies, there aren't many great ones. I would say Far From Home is up there for one of my favorites already in 2019. A lot of good stuff to take away from Far From Home, guys. I think if you enjoyed Homecoming, you'll really enjoy this movie. I'm giving Spider-Man Far From Home an 86%. That is the end of Phase 3, guys. I cannot believe Phase 3 blew by so fast. Ever since Captain America Civil War, I was thinking to myself, man, this is going to take a while. But no, only 3 years, and we're already through another phase. On to phase 4. Let's see what they got. Alright, and for those of you who have also seen Spider-Man Far From Home, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are of it. Jake Gyllenhaal, what can I say? The guy continues to prove why he is one of the best actors working today. One of my favorites. Love seeing him again, guys. It was awesome to see Jake Gyllenhaal part of the MCU. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.